All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today, leading up to the eventual start for The Walking Dead Season 10. In this one, we're going to give our thoughts on The Walking Dead Season 9, finishing as the highest rated season of The Walking Dead ever. Oh man, okay, what's going on, guys? I hope you're all doing well. Leave me a comment below, let me know how things are going with you. So still having lots of fun making the Walking Dead videos with you guys. It's been a few days since the finale, but we're getting ready soon to start making more videos for Game of Thrones. So that's coming soon. Still though, we'll make at least a few videos a week for Walking Dead. Lots of stuff still to discuss and talk about for the next at least few weeks after such a big finale there, and then of course Fear coming up this summer. So lots of stuff coming. So we were wondering about this one, and we have to make a distinction here with what we're talking about when we say rated as, because the Walking Dead Season 9 finale, it was, in terms of ratings, the lowest ever. The finale was like 5 million viewers, US viewers, which is the lowest in the entire series. It's even lower than the first season when they started. And the second last episode, with the Heads on the Pikes, is actually the least viewed of any on first viewing. It was a 4.15 million US viewers on first airing, which is crazy because it was such an insane ending, and it was such an insane episode. But more people came back for the final episode with the storm than watch that episode. So that's in terms of kind of the ratings being lower. But forsake that. I mean, that's not just because less people watched it at first. I mean, I don't think that's any reflection of the quality of the season, because this season on Rotten Tomatoes, link will be in the description. You can look at all the different seasons they have for The Walking Dead. And this year, Season 9 is the highest rated season in terms of, consensus of review scores from reviewers, such as, I guess, myself, or critiques, if you want to be more kind of technical about it, if you like. I just have fun with it with you guys, entertainment related. You know what it is. So, but yeah, it's the highest rated they've ever done. 93% fresh, certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. So that's impressive, right? Now, before that, the highest one was Season 5, which had 89%. So this is well above that, 93%. Season 8 was only 64%. Explain some things. Season 7 was only 63%. Season 6, my favorite season, 77. Season 5, 89. Season 4, 83. Season 3, 88. Season 2, 81. And Season 1, 88. Season 9, 93%, dwarfing all the others as rated by critics' consensus as the best season The Walking Dead has ever done. It says, critics' consensus, 9 seasons in, The Walking Dead feels more alive than ever, with heightened tension and a refreshed pace that rejuvenates this long-running franchise. So I think that's great news. We had kind of started with this a little bit ago, but that wasn't, that was during the season, so I wasn't sure if that was going to carry through all the way to the end of the season, with it being the highest rated season of The Walking Dead ever, and being basically regarded as the best season they've ever done. In no way, shape, or form did almost any of us think going into this season that it would be the best season of The Walking Dead ever. I never would have thought that. Now, we're all entitled to our opinions, so we all have seasons that, are our favorites. But it's hard to argue with a consensus where you have, you take on Rotten Tomatoes all the different people's opinions that have submitted reviews for or critiques for, each year, each season of the show, and per episode, and it just happens that Season 9 is the highest rated ever at 93. So that's awesome news, man. I can't believe it, but I'm really happy to see that, because that's necessary if you want the series to go on further for a long time and still be something that people are going to want to tune in to watch. Because with kind of the change of entertainment now, with the Netflixes and Amazon streaming and all these other streaming services and everything, gaming being bigger than ever, all different types of media and entertainment becoming more and more sort of just available for everybody anytime to go ahead and watch. The week-to-week type of premiere show on a TV station that we're used to, as per usual, versus like a Netflix where they just give you everything at once and you can go through it all on your own, binge it on your own time. It's going to be more and more difficult each year to kind of keep keep people watching and keep doing what they've been doing. But it looks like they're preparing for a whole another decade of the Walking Dead. There's another one from Scott Gimple which says 2020, the year of the dead. Next decade for the Walking Dead. We'll be kicking it off in style. So as 2020 hits, that's the end of the first decade of The Walking Dead. It'll be the first 10 years, right? We'll be wrapping up season 10. During that year, season 10 will finish. So now they're getting prepped and ready for the whole next decade, which is the Rick movie trilogy, starting with the first one in 2020, and Fear, and then the new additional spin-off series that they're doing, and the original Walking Dead television series still running. So that's a great accomplishment for everybody involved in the show, and I don't think we can take Rick out of it too. He was in the first 5 episodes, and for him to kind of step away and for them to do what they did, it really did switch things up a lot. So they really took something that seemed like the biggest negative ever, like such a negative that it was going to just kill the whole thing that people, thought originally, and they really used it to their advantage, and they almost turned it, well, based on the numbers here, they did. They turned a huge negative, losing their star player, to a positive, and allowing all the others to shine and have characters that didn't get that much time. Like, Daryl's always had some time, but he's never been kind of at the forefront fighting Beta and doing stuff like that episode after episode after episode. He's right up there all the time. Michonne having her own episode. Ezekiel, the last episode kind of being like an Ezekiel episode. So, man, it's really amazing. I'm really happy about it, and you guys can leave your comments below. I really think it's a win all the way around. Right now, I don't think we can say, like, that any of the episodes were weak, and that's why the ratings for them were down. I think that's just... it's just going to happen, but if they keep producing this kind of quality and really stretching and doing things that they haven't done before, like the Wintertime with the Snow, like some of the best flashbacks we've ever seen, like some of the best fight scenes we've ever seen between Daryl and Beta, and some of the most character deaths we've ever seen all at once, which is crazy to see. Yeah, it should be good for at least a few more years. They're saying a decade, so we'll see how that goes. But awesome stuff, and I'm happy to read that. So leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think on this one, and we all are entitled to our own opinions. So if you don't think Season 9 is the best season that they've ever done, then leave a comment below on which one you think is. Like, do you think Season 5 was better? Do you think Season 1 or 2, maybe the nostalgia, and that was when it was the best for you, the time that you enjoyed it the most? Or did you like the Xavier Negan stuff, maybe Season 6 or 7 or 8? Where are you guys at with this one? Really impressive stuff for sure. So we'll do some questions for today that you guys sent through. Rogan Harrell says, I loved how Eugene got a kick out of Negan giving Father Gabriel crap about being the father but not the father. That part was hilarious as shit. So I did like that too, that's true. And yeah, I like how just... because of their past before with Eugene and Negan, and like the things that Negan forced Eugene to do and the way he turned on him and everything, I just think that, and also the type of characters they both are, like Eugene being really funny by himself, Negan being really funny by himself, but the two of them being anywhere in close proximity to each other, it just suggests laughter almost right away. It's kind of amazing. So I hope that they can, put those. It's kind of tricky because Eugene being a techie guy in the background, like an engineer type of character, he's going to be back there designing stuff and building things like radios and shit like that. And Negan, if they let him out eventually to work and to do stuff, he's going to be out there on the front lines. So they're not exactly going to be in close proximity to each other. But anytime you can get them both, you kind of get the sense that they could actually be best friends in a way if things had just gone differently, right? If Eugene had met Negan instead of Abraham originally, they'd be like best buds at this time or something, if they were both still alive. Isaiah Bryant says, Trev would be a great lawyer. All rise. So it is a thing. So I just thought of like the shown flashback episode with the kids, right? So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the defendant does not kill kids. This was in self-defense. They were trying to stab her in the stomach, and well, she's pregnant and angry. I rest my case. Maybe I would be a good lawyer. I'm not sure. Brad Lipka says, love you, Trev, but could you please just drop reviewing Fear the Walking Dead? Wish they would just cancel it and focus on the main series. So still, people are somewhat divided. A lot of people are happy that we're going to continue with Fear the Walking Dead going forward, but there are people that are pissed off about it. So the community is somewhat divided on this one. I'm going to continue to make the Fear the Walking Dead videos for people that like Fear. And if you're subscribed to the channel, or if you like watching the Walking Dead videos and you don't like Fear, that's fine, no problem at all. You don't have to watch them. You can just kind of skip them. But just for you to understand, there are people that do like Fear the Walking Dead still. And then everybody kind of I think in some ways has a love-hate relationship with it sometimes. During certain seasons, everyone's kind of felt that way for Fear. But I've decided I'm not going to drop it, even though it's kind of close, but I'm not going to, at least not yet, because there are still a lot of people who do like Fear. And there's going to be the other series coming too. So we're going to review that when that comes out next year too, in 2020 most likely, if that's when it airs, in fact. Iren0 says, wait, I'm confused though. What happened to the rest of the Highwaymen? Did they migrate over to the kingdom or what? So it's a good question right now. We don't know how many people are, living in the hilltop now, how many people stayed with the kingdom, whether or not the Highwaymen basically all abandoned ship after their leader was killed by Alpha. You kind of get the sense that if they're kind of like mercenaries or for hire type of characters or people that are going to be savior-esque and kind of bully people into paying ransom and things like this, that they're probably not going to stick with the group. They're probably gonna, if they think things are going bad, they're just gonna bounce. And if their leader is killed, I tend to think they would just leave. There might be a couple of them that are gonna move with the others to the hilltop and stay with them, but we didn't get to see any of that. And I'm more under the impression that mostly they didn't. Mostly they cut and ran, is what I would think. From what we saw. And maybe some of the Kingdomers did as well, too, because they look kind of shy in terms of their numbers at the hilltop and the scenes we saw in the finale. Michael Zamora says, what happened to Sherry? She left a note to Dwight with the infinity symbol, the same symbol on Alpha's belt buckles. So Sherry, yeah, we'll probably never see her again, I don't think. We'll find out in Fear, so there's something right there, right? If you're wondering for that, you have to watch Fear to see what Dwight says, to see if he was able to find her during the time skip and see what happened with that before he eventually wound up meeting the group in Fear. Which I'm okay with him running into the group in Fear, because if you think about the Fear group, they're going all over the place trying to help people. So is it possible they could run into different people that maybe that they knew at one time or just from wherever? I think it is. Yeah, I think it's reasonable because they're out all over the place doing their thing, and so eventually they could bounce into somebody that they did know before, and or bump into somebody that they knew before, and maybe they join or whatever. So we'll see if that happens with Dwight. But hopefully we'll get answers once and for all about Sherry. I tend to think because the actress got cast in something else, I think. I haven't looked recently, so I'm not sure if she still has another role in something else. But I tend to think that she's probably gone for good, and I don't think we'll see her in Fear the Walking Dead with Dwight. I think she's just out of the show, and we'll probably never see her again. But, you never know. There's the other stuff as well, too. There's the Rick movie and stuff like that. So is it possible she could have been captured and given to the helicopter group? Maybe. We'll see. Dominic Ambrosio says, how far south could the Whisperers have moved? If they shoot in Georgia, then they could have just traveled to the panhandle of Florida all the way down to Louisiana. That's a lot of miles to travel, but then again, that might be why Alpha got that accent now. What are your thoughts on this, Trev? Well, remember, just because they shoot in Georgia, in terms of the TV series, Alexandria is in Virginia, is it not? I believe it is. So that's supposed to be where they are in terms of the, in terms of the group's location right now, is in Virginia near Washington and that, right? So if the Whisper group is somewhere around there and they traveled south for the winter, which makes sense that they would because it's going to be, it's going to be cold and everything, and they want to stay where it's warm. So, I don't know exactly where you could say they went. I mean, you could say they went south somewhere. You could look at a map if you want and try to figure out, did they go to Florida? Did they go somewhere? I don't know. Were they did they go all the way down to Mexico? No, I don't know. But something like that. Further south, and that makes sense that maybe that's where she got the accent from. Yeah, I like that. That's not bad, right? It also makes me wonder why they came back to the same location after they went, and why they don't just roam around and kind of go wherever. Why do they have sort of a territory? But I think, again, that it's probably because if Alpha found that huge horde of walkers in the valley there that we got to see, maybe she comes back to it because that's like her Omega weapon. That's like her nuke bomb, her zombie bomb, that she views it as that's the Guardians, right? So they're the Guardians. So they probably go back there because they have that amount of walkers there with them, and as such, they have no one can really mess with them. They have their huge, nuke bombs. So any community they could knock down, they could, sick that immense amount of walkers on anybody, and it would be like a tidal wave of walkers just smashing through everything, or like a hurricane of zombies just coming through and just destroying everything in their path. So it basically makes them it makes her unstoppable, really, because unless someone is able to kill her and kill the Whisperers without any of them starting that walk, then it's okay. But otherwise, if you go to battle with the Whisperers and they start walking with that herd towards wherever your home base is, you have to leave. You cannot stop them. You will not be able to. There's too many of them. He'd have to have Eugene set up some kind of, I don't know, super bulldozer machine, something to just like 3 of them side by side to just plow through, and even then it'd probably get all gunked up on zombie guts. And so you'd have to think of a pretty crazy way to maybe a moat. Maybe you could do a moat, right? Maybe that would work. Bring up the drawbridge and let them all go in the water or something. Maybe that would do it, but I don't know, man. I tend to think they'd fill up just about anything and kind of go over it. So maybe that's why she came back, is because of the immense amount of zombies that she has is like part of her weaponry, right? So that's really cool if you think of that. And as far as where they go exactly south, maybe they'll tell us next year. It's not really that important. It's just to understand that, okay, this is what they did and they're back now. So they most likely did not see the group passing over their territory. At least that was the way I read it. You can correct me if you think I'm wrong in the comments. Randall Reno says Fear is being set up to merge with the movies. So that's another theory too. Is a lot of people think Fear the Walking Dead will merge with the movies somehow. And and I do apologize for anybody who doesn't like Fear for bringing it up in these videos. But it's the next thing coming up for Walking Dead. It'll be on before the next season, and all the stuff is kind of joining together anyway. It's all part of the bigger universe. And it's all kind of so. As much as I try to separate it, it's like you can't really entirely, especially when you have characters crossing over and that, it's like you can't really separate it up that much. So, but with the movies, I'm not sure, that's a good question. With them announcing that they're doing another spin-off series or a different Walking Dead series, it brings to question for me, what are they going to do with Fear? Is Fear going to continue on year by year? What can we expect for Fear the Walking Dead? Hopefully, eventually we get an answer on that one. If Fear is going to continue to run, or if they're going to look to wrap it up in the next few years. Toxic YouTuber says, you defend this show so much. Stop. It's a shitty show. So about Fear the Walking Dead. So, okay. It's no problem. It's what it is. I try to be positive about stuff that I enjoy, and I try to get people into stuff because it's fun, and there's not much else on during the summer. So, but it's not perfect, and not everybody likes it, so no problem. Simca33 says, Trav, you've seen CGI, right? About the snow in the finale? Yeah, I mean, obviously, but I thought that the finale looked so good that I couldn't really tell that it was. I thought maybe they had filmed somewhere else, like they had moved the filming location to some other, like they'd all gone, like north or something. I don't know. I don't know where you would film, to be able to do that during the time when they filmed the finale episode. But it was really good, right? I mean, that's when it's good, is when people aren't sure whether or not you filmed it on like a stage or something, or if it's actually filmed in a place, right? It's like the moon landings now. It's like people in it, Anyway, let's move on from that one because that's going to trigger people. House Stark says we get one. Well, apparently there's like this motion parallax thing, and when they move it, the backdrop, it doesn't move properly. Anyway, never mind. I'm gonna touch that one. House Stark says it's conspiracy theory stuff. We get one episode of wintertime. Really, 9 years of different weather seasons, and then one day it snowed. LOL. So, well, one day of snow, one episode of snow is better than no episodes of snow all the way through the series. Up until now, we never got any episodes with snow or any wintertime episodes. They always had to skip it. So it's cool that we actually got to see that now, and I think it turned out really great. So the last one will be from Fernando Alvarez Brown, who says, Trev, you are forbidden from stop making Fear the Walking Dead videos. So please don't stop making Fear the Walking Dead videos. So I won't. Even as divided as it is, as angry as some people get, we're going to go right on forward, and we'll just see how it goes. We'll see how people respond to it, and how many people actually want to see the reviews and the videos going forward. I hope there's at least a few thousand people that want to talk about it and see it. Otherwise, I'll just watch it, and maybe I won't bother to post it if nobody wants to see it. because I don't want to push something people don't want either. But I know there's a lot of you guys who do like it, so for you guys who do, it'll be there for you, and for those who don't, no problem. You can just watch the Walking Dead stuff. That'll be it for this video today, guys. I'll see you back again soon. Let me know what your thoughts are on The Walking Dead Season 9 being rated as the highest season ever. And, yeah, man, that's it. I'll see you guys again soon. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.